Alright everyone, it's time for Occult Literature, video number 218, The Incubus. This is a little bit about sleep disturbance, herbal medicine, demonology, and a whole lot more. It's a very eclectic little track. I'll get into it. Link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon. Second and third links to my books blogs. Fairly short work. It is notable for containing mostly material related. About, I'd say 70% of it is about sleep disturbance. That is a rationalistic look, and for a 2-century-old work, fairly rational actually for the time. Taking a look at sleep paralysis especially, number one, lucid dreaming, number two, and the basic concept of the nightmare. Now, nightmare in modern terms usually denotes just a bad dream. We say you had a nightmare or something, a waking dream. Back then, the term nightmare, hyphenated of course, was larger than that. Sleep paralysis as an idea was sort of subjugated to that term. The idea of being ridden by the nightmare, it refers to the pressure on one's chest as the result of that. The reason why it ties into demonology is that initially, in very ancient times, people thought that pressure came from a being. Now, they couldn't see it, but they would have these weird visions in their head, like these weird warped-ass fucking hallucinations, basically, open and closed eye during sleep paralysis. They thought they were being literally ridden by a demon for usually nocturnally sexual purposes. That's typically what happened, and they would call it the incubus. Now, this particular work goes into that a little bit, some of the backstory. Some of it actually has a few Latin inscriptions in it, and it doesn't actually supply, in all cases, an English equivalent, and I'm not exactly sure why. That's a problem with the original text, not with, I didn't leave it out or anything like that, although I did redact a couple of them because they were meaningless. But it goes into, as well, herbal medicine, because it actually talks about certain preparations, including a sort of a phosphate or carbonated or something beverage, which contains certain psychoactive compounds that's supposed to help with this. It speaks about asthma being tied into the idea. It talks about sort of, the nerves in the throat, the lungs, sort of this semi-primitive understanding of certain physical and neural pathways and systems in regards to sleep paralysis. But it does go into demonology and herbalism a little bit, and of course the concept of sleep paralysis is still not entirely understood. Even to this, and the lucid dreaming and things like that still have a sort of occult connection. They're not fully quantified. They're not 100% understood. The basic mechanism and concept has been quantified. The deeper understanding that people want of why even people have a dream state is still quite a ways away, I think, from being fully discovered. So again, link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon. Second and third links are to my books blogs. That's about all. Peace out.